After losing the other night in Sacramento, 110 to 102.
In game one, they dominated in the paint and on the boards.
5. Christie. Weber left uncovered. And the Kings draw first blood.
You know, we talk about Weber going inside. I don't have any problem with that. Can do that when the shot clock's down. I just hate it when they settle for that within the first few seconds of the shot clock.
Michael Finley takes it down the lane, his first field goal.
Minnow of Michael Finley and Nowitzki going off.
Here's Christie, great fake on Finley, down the baseline, and hammers it home.
Watch your head.
Speaking of going off right there, he went off a trampoline right there.
Foul of the game.
Well, Doug Christie is an excellent pick and roll player. Finley feels Vlade right there. He goes away from it right there. A weak side rebound or shot blocker, LaFrance, who's excellent. Not even a factor on that play with Doug Christie.
He accelerates the other way, but Dallas back well on defense, and Bibby will launch it too.
And that's a fine line right there. Beautiful shot by Bibby. Maintain his aggressiveness.
And almost thrown away. Divac to Weber, 2-on-1. Bibby, LaFrance, the lone defender, and down it goes. And every starter for the Sacramento Kings has scored 10 down the lane. Dallas, 1 of 7 to start things.
Well, and you see now the Kings are picking the pace up. The last 2 times they got the transition basket.
Defense has been excellent.
A wonderfully orchestrated 2-on-1, typical of what the Kings have done early. And Weber has made his presence felt in this big game 3 from Dallas. 5 stays the same. And it's Nowitzki plowing inside, past Stojakovic and finds it.
Well, he did a great job of taking the ball away, covered fairly well.
It's Weber with the deceptive fake around 2 oncoming Mavericks, and he finds it inside.
Oncoming Mavericks just to get out of the way. Nowitzki's 7 feet tall. He might as well be 6'1" right there on that defensive possession.
And he's 7 foot, but he can dribble like a guard, as you can see here, but pickpocketed by Christie. A 2-on-1, Nash defending, and Christie enters at the other end.
Well, that's what happens when a big guy can dribble like a guard. He usually gets stripped by a guard.
Approaching 6.5 to play in the first, and Divac scoops it home around the fence.
I love it. I love it. You've got to love that, Ainge. Even you're smiling on that one. Look at that big guy.
And LaFrance at the other end. Counted for 2 and a foul.
Like to afford to do that.
Wong Zuzu is checked in. He plays Pollard well. A 3 by Wong Zuzu off the bank there. Dallas has hit 1 3 so far. Great acceleration by Bibby down the lane.
And that was beautiful on Bibby's part.
Zuzu and Greg Buckner. It's Nash into Buckner, wide open, and Weber was lazy getting back on defense. Other way, shooting 35%. Nash. Steve Nash, his first hit tonight, he's 1 of 5. Weber the other way, over Nowitzki, touche, as Weber now is put in 8.
It's very refreshing to a coach when a player understands that.
Little zone defense by Dallas as Van Exel is in, and they get the 2 inside.
Buckner's on the perimeter. He's sitting back, way back in the back offense.
Wong Zuzu cleans up the Nowitzki miss. He's come off the bench, 5 points in the game. It's Pollard. Galloping down the lane, finding 2 and a foul call.
Yeah, and Pollard's treating him like he's 6'1". I love Pollard's new hairstyle, don't you?
It's Michael Finley. Baskets to begin this game 3 tonight. Weber against Nowitzki. Into Pollard. And Pollard now puts in his 7th point tonight.
I'm prepared if I need to go into the game. It was his teammates that stuck up for him, telling Coach Rick Adelman that they thought they needed Pollard's energy in the game.
Remember in game 2, he had 13 points in the first quarter. Driving the baseline, Michael Finley.
Elevate, and he can shoot the distance.
No fouls to give either way. Bobby Jackson new in the game. Driving on Buckner, sliding down the lane with the foul. Oh, and now Weber and Bradley, and a double team. 1 on Weber and 1 on Bradley. I don't see any kind of fire at all in the 7-6 Sean Bradley. It's a good sign.
Well, Weber's just trying to go to the basket, and Bradley's holding on to his jersey, and Weber's just trying to push him off. Got to be careful. You know, Sean Bradley, he'd be doing his job if he could get them both kicked out of the game. I always had a rule, Coach. If you're going to get kicked out, take a player of more value with you.
11 points. Van Exel, Finley, and LaFrance begin the second quarter for Dallas. Nash to Nowitzki.
Well, and they're really having some mental lapses. Seem to be getting confused.
Van Exel gets the Bibby miss, and here comes Finley detonating and then stopping with the baseline jump shot. Turkoglu decides to slash and feed to Pollard in on LaFrance, his college teammate at Kansas.
He causes so much action as he's doing now, screening the wing on that zone.
Mike Bibby for three. And Bibby now. And outside Rafe LaFrance, who has got a deadly three-point aim. Christie's at 6'6", doubled by LaFrance. Oh, and it's picked off by Finley. Buckle up, baby, for Michael Finley. On Turkoglu with a series of fakes and twists, and finally launches. Rafe LaFrance taps it in.
Points like that. If he's worried about foul trouble, wait till the second half to play.
It's Chris Webber answering at the other end. He's got 13 points. Half game 3, Dallas. Nash is 1 of 7. And finds a three. Steve Nash is put in 5.
Defense to try to throw the pace of the Kings off. He went 2 times 3 possession zone to throw their rhythm off, and then he went full court man.
Prince picked up by Stojakovic. Ahead it goes to Bibby. Baseline, Jackson. Down the middle it goes.
Good patience and poise right there by Bibby. Work on his passing. Not a good passer at all.
Finley, 5 of 9. Down the lane and scoops it home. Wake and Finley was reaching in and draws his first foul.
Now that's really bad weak side help right there. You can't leave Mike Bibby on an island defending Michael Finley in the post.
He's hit 1-3. Here's one by Stojakovic. Only his second shot, and it's a miss. Down court for Finley. What a pass! Dallas has never led, down by 6. Van Exel spinning on Jackson into D-box. Mike Bibby outside. Jackson picked up by Nash. Bibby for 3. Good! Mike Bibby puts it down. And here's Finley isolating on Stojakovic across the lane. What a shot by Michael Finley.
And he's carrying the team on his back right now.
Weber inside the D-box, 2 consecutive misses from point-blank range. It's Finley. Buckle up for Mahara.
Very smart with that.
Jackson for 3. D-box fighting for it. Weber cleans it up and stuffs it inside.
Simple shots. This is a perfect example of Chris Webber's hustling. Blotty gets a fingertip and creates this. Webber comes back in and puts it in. Now you look at Finley. Finley's doing a great job of getting into the lane. His jumper isn't hitting deep, that he goes up and makes this.
Now look at Nahara. He almost misses this ball. He can't catch with a broken thumb, but he somehow gets it in with his wrist. Turkoglu has played some guard position for him, even some point guard. They may need him tonight.
Great feed. Bibby on the alley-oop for Weber.
Well, Bibby's not really pressured by Steve. Steve looking for a screen, but perfect timing from way out above the three-point line. Bibby's a little bit too far to make the pass, but because the timing is perfect and the delivery is perfect. And they're just running isolations for Finley right now. He's the hot hand, and they're going right to him.
Finley down the lane. He has put in 22 points and a sizzling 14 points in the second half. It's Weber with the lob, double team, count it, and a foul. And that was Weber squeezes one up.
And that was a beautiful pass right there by Stojakovic over the top. But right now, Finley, they're just milking him. Right here, they know he can go by Turkoglu. He's much quicker, just beats him off the dribble. Where's the help? Well, you say the help is not there, but they got so many three-point shooters, they have to cover up. And right there, they just throw the ball up. Weak side help get there, but they're little guys.
Moves down court, and Chris was the back man. The only guy who been able to stop him.
P-Max comes up short on the first one, converts on the second.
He needs to really step up and have a good game for him, and that maybe will get him going.
Nowitzki blocked by Weber. Vacuumed in by Divac. A 2-on-2 with the lead pass to Stojakovic, who outraces Nowitzki to the hole.
Possession of the Kings, as a result of it, they didn't have anybody back.
And outside, Nick Van Exel nails a 3. Shot clock at 8. Weber with a dance on Nowitzki, a double by Nash. That means Bibby is left free and nails a three-point shot. Stojakovic slashing inside, scooping it up, and Weber is there to tap it in. And Chris Weber now has 21 points.
Would not go. He was through for the evening.
A steal by Nash. Thank you, Craig. Here comes Nash. Wetting the fingertips once again. Feeding to LaFrance. Nash set it up. LaFrance finishes it off. 10 points for LaFrance. And the Mavericks a point away from coming back to tie it for a 4th time in this game.
Well, you see the turnover. Look where Rafe LaFrance is, all the way back there. Chris Webber's at the same spot. LaFrance beats him down the court by 20 feet back in transition. That's terrible transition basketball.
LaFrance. Connects it to the lead. Rejected by Weber. Loose and picked up as LaFrance and Bibby go chasing the ball. Dallas is knocked down 4 threes, 4-13. It's Van Exel inside. And that is an offensive foul on Nick Van Exel. 6 points, so they've lost their best defender at Christie and maybe their best shooter. It's Stojakovic across the lane. Divac leaning inside.
It's on the inside. He was more aggressive. He didn't just settle for a shot.
And Turkoglu taking the place of Stojakovic. Here comes Nash. Weber splits it into Jackson. Shot clock at 3. Oh, what a shot! Bobby Jackson hits a miracle worker. Third
Well, you
foul.
know, Bobby's taking some ill-advised shots, but one thing you got to love about the guy, he's got no conscience. He's going to keep going. He knows the shot clock is down, and like I've always said, sometimes those shot clock down shots, there's nothing to think about whether it's a good shot or not, and they're some of the easiest ones to hit.
5%. Weber bending against Nowitzki with a great fake inside.
And that's what's got to happen. Vlade and Weber have definitely.
By Finley. Here comes a 3-on-1 Nash. Floats in for the try, and LaFrance puts it in.
Well, that's the second basket that LaFrance has gotten by not coming back to defense. Because he was able to make that tip because of that.
Bibby's an assassin at the other end. Here's Finley working on Turkoglu. Doubled by Pollard. Outside, Nowitzki for a triple.
2.
Mismatch, and Bibby tries to exploit it, driving on Nowitzki.
Too pretty. Should have laid it in. He did the hard part and missed the easy part.
It's Finley inside. It's a 1-point
Penetration of Finley. Didn't Paisley do it?
Wait for France. 3. Christie, bad wheel. Takes it across. Inside. Flonnie Divac scoops it home.
Well, and that's the thing. And if Chris Webber comes back in, you've got to attack him inside.
It's LaFrance again, who has a career playoff high 18 points.
Getting easy shots, and they're making him pay for the switching.
Flonnie with the screen. Bibby right between the eyes with a 3.
And taking good shots. I only feel he's taking one bad shot.
Oh! Finley knocking his way across the lane. And here comes Jackson, swerving into the defense of Nowitzki. Back out to Bibby. They swing it for a 3-ball from Christie. Good.
Well, they got away with a goaltend. It looked from my end.
Get involved in the game at this tempo with a sore ankle.
Nash doubled, squeezes it inside for Rafe LaFrance. He now has 20 points.
I don't know if Vlade's doing okay right now.
Weber from outside. And a rebound by Divac. A drive by Weber with a crafty pass. Weber. Nice handoff as he spoon feeds Christie inside.
And that's another way to get it in the post. Push the ball in transition and get the post
That's
early.
also another way to get the medical. They don't want to get this crowd in this ball game.
Inside to LaFrance. That was a spectacular pass by Steve Nash. And LaFrance has put in 22. At the other end, Doug Christie showing no signs of a bad wheel, but shooting 44%. It's Van Exel. Over Christie. That's a 2 by Nick Van Exel.
Best option right now.
And Chris Webber. Rebound, Divac. And Webber puts it in. He's got 27 points.
And that's why Bibby's their best option. We keep talking about it as they give up an easy basket. That should never happen in this situation. That's just a mental breakdown.
With Bibby driving by him, launching it on the fly. Finley volleyballs it to Nash. And the Kings back on defense. Nash for 3. Good! Steve Nash!
People standing with their hands on their knees on the weak side.
Bibby. It's Christie for 3. Good!
And that's another reason why I like the ball in Mike Bibby's hands right there. Dallas is just going to keep pushing, Coach. You're just going to force tempo, and even if they miss this, the floor is spread all over. They got offensive rebound opportunities.
But the great danger in that is that the guy that's pushing the ball shoots the ball so well in that. That's a great play by Christie. He's probably the least likely of the guys that you see out there that you think is going to take that shot.
And you can see now they're starting to trap Michael Bibby with his hot play so far, and that opens up for Vlade Divac. But again, ball movement. By the way, an old teammate of mine, there was a bunch of guys that deserved it, but Adelman done an excellent job coming out of timeout.
Finley for three.
Defensively, it's very important to try not to give up an easy pass.
Finley counted for two. Finley pushing to the floor.
Boy, and he's going to be able to get a three the old-time way now.
He's got a career playoff high, 35 points, 1:18 to play. It's a 4-point game with the free throw and waiting.
Well, why stop now? Finley's been carrying him all night. He goes in right there. Vlade doesn't get much of, I mean, that's a good call right there. He forces the contact, and right there, that's why you have to guard him and why he gets the drive, because you have to honor him so deep on the floor. Missed right there.
Mike Bibby into Weber. Weber broke stride. Great pass.
This is Danny where point guards earn their money. Divac has been doing a poor job of getting really out.
Ball knocked away. No call made. It's just out of bounds, and a good play by Chris Weber.
But Dallas has done a bad job of executing the plays.
It's Chris Weber. He's got 31.
Pollard, Bobby Jackson all played well tonight. The only guy that struggled was Peja with the injury, and Hito did not score much.
Nice pass by Van Exel into LaFrance.
Play in that kind of a tempo. But Sacramento has some pretty good players on the perimeter as well.
And Sacramento is an upbeat team themselves. They like to run. And Chris Weber, they do. The big horses did go to work a little bit in there today.
Michael Finley
to give him when he needs it.
Big win for the Sacramento Kings. They have taken a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 Western Conference semifinal. Winning tonight 125-119.